the Scrub and you're here for one reason.
Our next Cruiserweight contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, with the artistic prowess of the most magnificent stick figures and coloring books this star has to offer, it's the Warrior of Lords! And their opponent, apparently a slime pudding causes them to gain the power of gun for some reason, it's Sugar Riot!
Okay, a mix of Machinist and Pictomancer sounds like Splatoon, and I'm totally not against it if Yoshi P wants to add that class to the game. Unrelated, just because I haven't actually seen both of them in the same room. Is she Banksy? Time to learn about Cruiserweight M2. Simplified. As you zone in, there will be a paint splatter AoE around the outside wall. Touching this wall will show you that the brush is mightier than the sword. Moose Mural is a room-wide AoE. Sugar Riot will move into the middle of the room and cast Single Style. She will spray the image of a bomb above her head, which will have 3 tethered lines to points on the ground either on the west or east side of the arena. You will need to get to the other side of the arena, as when the cast ends, the bombs will be placed on the markers and explode in a large AoE. These AoEs are a bit larger than you're anticipating, so try to avoid them as best you can. Getting hit by any of these AoEs will give you a bone stack. Sugar Riot will cast another Single Style. She will spray another image of a bomb, but this one will have wings. The 3 tethered lines will again target points on the ground. You will need to get to the same spots as these points, as when the bombs are placed on the ground, they will jump to the other side of the platform after a short moment. You will need to be aware of the design of the flying bomb with wings for later in the fight. Sugar Riot will cast another Single Style and create the image of an arrow. This will tether to 8 points on the walls of the arena, 4 to the side and 4 to the south. There will be a bunch of arrows created on these points, which will fire a straight line through their position across the arena. The way to dodge these arrows is to stand in a row and column that does not have a set of arrows running through it. There are 4 safe spots around the arena for this mechanic, so avoid the AoEs as best you can. Getting hit by any of these straight line AoEs will give you a vuln stack. Sugar Riot will cast another Single Style and create the image of an arrow embedded in a target and tether it to the middle of the arena. When the target spawns in, you will need to see which way the target is facing and get to its sides. If the target is facing north and south, you'll need to get to a side on the west or east. And if the target is facing west and east, you'll need to get to a side on the north or south. This is because after a few seconds, Sugar Riot will cast another Single Style and create the image of the arrow, which will tether to the 2 sides of the arena that the target is facing. These arrows will fire a narrow straight line AoE through the target's position in a bow tie formation across the arena, so the sides of the target will be the safe zones. Getting hit by any of the narrow straight line AoEs will give you a vuln stack. Following this, one person will get a multi-hit stack marker with the cast of Pudding Party. Everyone will need to group together to soak the damage of all the hits. Color Riot will give both tanks a small AoE tank buster, so the tanks will need to get away from the rest of the party to take these. And everyone else will need to stay away from the tanks, memeing about the colors of Portal 3. Sugar Riot will move to the north end of the arena and cast Sugarscape. She will paint the image of a desert landscape on the mural. This will change the arena into a sandy desert. Sugar Riot will then target the painting and cast Layer, creating a hot sun on the mural. When the cast ends, everyone will get the debuff of Sweltering, as there will be text on screen and in the chat that reads, "The scorching heat saps your strength." This is a small dot tick that will last for the duration of this mechanic. Sugar Riot will then perform another cast of Layer while targeting the painting and creating a set of cacti on the mural. When the cast ends, there will be small cactus that will appear in 5 random spots around the arena and begin to grow. As they finish growing, they will burst in a medium-sized AoE. There will be 6 sets of these cacti that will appear around the arena, so you'll need to dodge around them as best you can. Getting hit by any of these will give you a vuln stack. Sugar Riot will target the mural and cast Layer again, this time creating a sinkhole of quicksand in the middle of the mural. This will create a giant puddle of quicksand that will cover almost the entire arena. You'll need to get to the corners of the arena to avoid the massive sinkhole. After 7 seconds, the sinkhole will give everyone still within its boundaries the debuff of 6 forms under, which will reduce your movement speed considerably. You will only have 3 seconds to get out of the sinkhole, or else you will find out how great it is to drown on dry land. After a few seconds, the sinkhole will transfer itself to one of the sides of the arena, so you'll need to quickly get away from it. There will also be 2 extra sets of cacti that will sprout around the arena, so dodge around them as best you can as well. As the second set of cacti are spawning in, she will cast Moose Touch Up and give everyone a point blank AoE, so everyone will need to spread out and avoid overlapping these. Sugar Riot will then cast a room-wide AoE of Moose Mural and return the arena to normal. After another set of tank busters, Sugar Riot will move into the middle of the room and cast Double Style. This will be a combination of the 2 previous single style mechanics from earlier. There can be a combination of flying bombs and normal bombs, which will have different colored tethers to different parts of the arena. The easiest way to solve this is to stand on the exact spot that has a flying bomb, as this spot will always be safe. There can also be a combination of bombs, either normal or flying, along with the arrows on one side of the arena. You'll need to make your way to one of the rows that won't have a set of arrows fly down it, and then move either towards towards the flying bomb or away from the normal bomb in order to dodge the rest of the attack. And the final combination is the arrows along with the target. This is just the same as the first part of the fight, and you'll just need to get to the sides of the target to avoid the AoEs. After another multi-hit stack marker, Sugar Riot will move to the north end of the arena and target the mural while casting Sugarscape again. This time there will be a mountainous valley with a river running through the middle of it on the mural. When the cast ends, the arena will change into this riverscape. The river will separate the land into 3 sections, all of them with a bridge between them to connect them. Standing in the river will give you the debuff of lightning resistance down 2, but also give you the buff of fire resistance up. Sugar Riot will then cast the following 2 mechanics in either order. If she casts the move Taste of Fire, she will paint a fireball above her head. This will give both healers a stack marker. The group will need to split into light parties and stack with each healer to share the damage. This will also give a magic vulnerability up as you get hit by it. So if you group up these stack markers, at least you'll have a lovely place to mark your grave. You will also be instantly incinerated if you try to take this fire stack marker outside of the safety of the water. If she paints a set of lightning bolts above her head with the cast of Taste of Thunder, this will give every player a small point-blank electric AoE. Players will need to get out of the water and away from each other to take these AoEs. These will also give a magic vulnerability up when you get hit by them. So if you overlap these AoEs, you will be converted into an overloaded lightning storage device. And if you try to take this AoE while standing in the water, you'll find out what happens to a fish if it gets struck by lightning when they are holding an umbrella. After another room-wide AoE, Sugar Riot will target the mural and cast Leia again. She will create a thunderstorm on the mural. This will change the weather in the arena to a storm, which will also turn the water into a river of mud. Touching the water after this point will give you a dropsy dot tick for 15 seconds. There will also be several small AoEs around the arena that will be hit with lightning strikes. You'll need to dodge away from them to avoid them. Getting hit by a bolt of lightning will give you a bone stack. Sugar Riot will then target the mural and cast another layer. She will make the thunderstorm much more intense on the mural. This will spawn in a lightning cloud over one of the sections of land in the arena. This will cast high lightning and create a massive AoE. The size of this AoE is deceptively huge and will not only cover the entire land that it has spawned over, but it will also cover both of the bridges connected to that island. So you'll need to get to at least the neighboring islands to dodge the AoE. Getting hit by this AoE will vaporize you down to the atomic level. The cloud will move twice across the connecting bridges to unleash the massive AoE on different islands. There will also be the smaller lightning bolt AoEs around the arena during this mechanic. After the third massive hit of the lightning cloud goes off, Sugar Riot will cast Muse Mural again and return the arena to normal. From here, mechanics will repeat until Sugar Riot has been defeated. Congratulations, you have defeated M6. My name is The Scrub. Thank you for watching.